According to NationalGeographic.com, the United States was ranked 5th for the highest number of executions due to the death penalty in April of 2013. Today I am speaking about a very important right for everyone, the right to justice and freedom for those who deserve it. Because this is such a controversial topic, I did extensive research for this speech so we could all learn the scientific facts. Despite the convincing evidence, many people hold the stereotypical belief that the death penalty should be illegal. To prove that the death penalty should be legal everywhere, I will tell you the need for change, my solution, and how society will benefit from it. We'll start with the need for change. The world we live in has many skewed beliefs, one of which is the belief that the death penalty is cruel. This belief affects us all because as humans, we feel like sentencing someone to the death penalty is a very cruel and inhumane thing to do. For some people, the reason they are in prison is because they raped or murdered someone. In that situation, they deserve to be executed for their cruel actions. If the death penalty did exist, people might attempt to take matters in their own hands. Louis P. Podchman says in an article, when a society fails to punish criminals in a way thought to be proportionate to the gravity of the crime, the danger arises that the public would take the law into its own hands, resulting in vigilante justice, lynch mobs, and private acts of retribution. The outcome is likely to be an anarchistic, insecure state of injustice. To move on, we'll talk about the satisfaction. The solution to changing the belief that the death penalty is cruel is simple. First, we must educate people about how the death penalty gives people closure. An article on deathpenaltycurriculum.org states, when someone takes a life, the balance of justice is disturbed. Unless that balance is restored, society succumbs to a rule of violence. Only the taking of the murderer's life restores the balance and allows society to show convincingly that murder is an intolerable crime which will be punished in kind. By sentencing someone to the death penalty, you are giving the people who are broken inside from those actions to actually feel some peace and get justice. I do believe that a fair trial should still take place in this situation. In a Netflix series called Making a Murderer, a man is falsely convicted of raping a woman and spends 18 years in prison for something he didn't do. If he was sentenced to the death penalty, they might have never found who really committed the crime. Lastly, we'll talk about the visualization of the situation. Anywhere that legalizes the death penalty would be a better place in my opinion. If the death penalty was legal, no one would have to worry about the criminals that are in prison for the terrible crime that they committed to be released back into the world and potentially hurt someone again. If the death penalty was legal, criminals may consider not committing a crime because they are afraid of being killed due to the death penalty. Crime rates could possibly decrease due to this. In the Northeast, the region with the fewest executions, the murder rate declined 5.7% from 3.5 to 3.3 per 100,000 population. Murder rates in the West and Midwest declined by 3.8% and 5.5% respectively, according to an article on deathpenaltyinfo.org. It could very possibly save someone's life and prevent them from hurting. That's it for the visualization. To review, there is a common skewed belief that the death penalty is cruel. We must replace that belief with the fact that the death penalty has positive effects on society, and we must visualize the outcome that could come from legalizing the death penalty. So I challenge you to research some information over the death penalty, investigate the situation for yourself, and then contact your representative and urge them to support the legalization of the death penalty. Rise up and replace that prejudiced attitude with the knowledge that the death penalty should be legalized everywhere. In conclusion, this is America, and we are entitled to the right to make our own choices about how we live our lives.